Hey guys, Ramblin Bob here again. I thought of another test we can do on the charge-through system for this PECRON, the 2000LFP, and the E3000 batteries. So how it works is I have it hooked to 1,000 watts of solar panels right now. And notice I'm only getting about 85 watts. The system's full, and the voltage is 28.6. So, yep, the system is 100% full. Now, this is what happens when you leave a solar system, or this one in particular, hooked to that much solar. It pulls what it needs when it needs it, which is cool because then you can leave it hooked up all the time. So, watch as I turn. I got this big old-fashioned radiator style head, heater. And watch when I turn it all the way up to 600 watts real quick, okay? Okay, so now I'm pulling kind of heavy here. Now notice that this solar just jumped up. So basically I'm pulling in 270, and that'll ramp up as it's needed. So notice that that charge-through feature really works. 321, 331. See how that ramps up real nice? So I'm pulling 521 watts. That's the heater and the other small stuff I have hooked here. But just to give you a visual of how it works. So the charge-through feature, it does work. It grabs extra power from your panels when you need it. Now notice it's still ramping up. I don't know how much solar we're going to get. I have 1,000 watts of solar, but you know, depending on the year and the time, you don't always. Well, you're never going to get 1,000 watts probably, but I usually get anywhere between, my average is like 500 to 800. It's still early in the morning. Notice it's almost to 5, and it just kind of ramps up. You don't see it? It's dropped. It ramps back up. That's solar for you. And it's up and down when it's early in the morning. Usually when it's the peak hours of solar, then it's pretty stable for the most part. Other than clouds, birds, rain, squirrels, fog, snow, Santa Claus, and Easter Bunny. Other than stuff like that jumping on your panels. But now notice that the power that I'm using to power this heater, I have a 600 watt draw, which is not always 600 watts. Plus this is 110 output. So we're probably pulling about 500, and then the extra 18 is from miscellaneous pieces that are connected to here. But notice that all this power would have been wasted. So it's sometimes it's a good idea to, you know, if you're at capacity and you have the panels, you know, use the power so you don't lose it. I usually pull these out and I put them to my other. I've got lots of other power stations. Like, see, this one's pulling in a separate string, and that's 95 watts input, and it's 58%. That's ACOUCOU P2001. So I have an extra string, so I might as well use it, you know. So I have two strings here, one on this one, and then I have one on another one. But now watch what happens when I turn off that heater. Okay. So I'm still pulling 520. Now that draw dropped down to like 11 watts, which is nothing. So what you'll see in a minute is once that tops these batteries back off, see? You see it start to drop again? Or watch that solar. Oh, that's bouncing solar. It didn't drop yet. Because remember, I was using about 100 watts more than what I was bringing in. So, okay, now it's starting to, oh, now it's up and down. Boy, solar is so funny. You just got to wait on it. You just got to wait for it here. We'll check the voltage while we're waiting. See, 28.2. So I pulled a little bit of voltage up. See that voltage ramp back up, 28.5. We'll leave it on. I see 28.6. Okay, there you go. So once it hits that voltage again, of 28.6, 28.7, this drops down. See, 41, 24. And now those solar panels outside, even though they're still active, they're kind of on like a standby. So as I use the power, it ramps up. We'll do one more just so you can see it again. But I'm going to draw real heavy now. So I'm going to draw about, I don't know, 1,200 watt, 13, yeah, but almost 1,300 watts. And of course, whenever you put a pull on a system, notice that voltage, it drops. But notice those solar panels kick back on. So I just wanted to make another video. I wanted to do every test I could for this system. I think I've run just about every test I could think of, other than, you know, standing on top of it and using it for a ladder. I sure hope this information helps you guys, man. It's a good system. I stand behind this one. I like it. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Ramblin' Bob.